Hi everyone, in this video we are going to talk about what are conditional functions in SQL. So as you might know with the term condition, that means if we follow up a condition or let's say if the condition is true, we want to execute a certain task, and for that we use conditional functions. And when we talk about conditional function, we have one important conditional function in Python, that is if condition, or you can say if function, and the another function is called case function. So today let's first talk about if function, like what is the use of if function. So if you are from any of the programming background, you might know, like if a certain condition is fulfilled, we need to execute a certain task. That means if we consider, let's say, a situation, if we have a variable, let's say a equals to 10, we want to print, let's say, whether this a variable is greater than 5 or not. So that means we want to print something. Okay, so for that we use conditional statement. So to execute the conditional statement, we are going to go with Shakila database, and let's try to see its practical work. If you don't have a Shakila database installed in your MySQL server, so I will give you the link that you can follow up and you can install the Shakila database into your system. Okay, so in the Shakila database we have a table that is payment, and in this payment table we have approximately 7 columns. So let's try to apply a condition. So on a column, so let's say we have a payment ID, we have a amount column, and what we are going to look upon here is, if we see, like we have multiple amounts. Now in case if you want to categorize your amount, let's say if the amount is greater than 3, if you see here the amount is 2.99, so we want to categorize this amount as high or low. Okay, so that means we have to put a condition. So if the condition is greater than $3, what we have to do, we have to call it as high value, and in case the value is lower than, let's say, $4, we want to say is a low value. Okay, so that means we have to apply and go with a condition, and for condition we go with if function. So in the if function we provide the column first. Okay, what is the column? So here the column need to be given with a condition. So the amount is a column, we need to give the condition, like what type of condition you want to apply here. So we want to say if the amount is greater than 3, okay, so we want to say it is a high amount. So you can just put according to your requirement, whatever expression, whatever answer you want. And if the amount is greater than 3, so we want to say it is a low amount. So that means if first condition is true, we want to say is as high amount. If the condition is false, so we will be going with low amount. So it's like a if else condition. So if you see the 2.99 is less than 3, so it is low amount. If you see this 5.99 is greater than 3, so it's a high amount. So see, all the value which is greater than 3, they are all come under the category of high amount. Okay, now in case there are certain conditions, so let's say we want to say if the amount is, let's say, greater than 3, and let's say the amount value is equals to 4.99. okay, we want to categorize this as like high order, or you can say the high amount, and the condition is matched. So anything, whatever you prefer. So we want to check if the first condition is true, okay, then we are saying high amount. But in case if the condition is not true, if you see for amount, let's say 0.99, this condition is not true, so we want to check the condition for this value itself. We want to check the condition for this itself, 0.99. So we can also do the same thing. Okay, so let's take this 0.99 as an average amount. So we want to say if the amount is not greater than 3, so we will be calling it as earlier on low amount. Now we don't want to go with low amount, we want to print as average amount in case the value is 0.99. So that means if the condition is false, we were printing low amount. Now we have to check with another condition. So before going with else condition, before printing low amount, we want to check another condition, and that you can do it with the help of nested if else. So again put if, then your condition, if my amount is, let's say, equals to 0.99, I will be printing it as average, otherwise I will be printing as low. So if you see, for this 0.99, the first condition is false itself. If it is false, so we are going to go with this again nested if. Okay, so we are going to work with this nested if, and in this nested if we will see, do we have this amount is 0.99? If it is so, print average, otherwise print low. So that means if we have a value, let's say 2.99, so the 2.99 is not greater than 3, so that means my condition is false. If my condition is false, again it will go to the nested if. It will check, do we have this 2.99 as same as 0.99? No, we don't have this one again, so we will be printing as low. In case the amount is 0.99, it will be printing as average. So let's try to see it. If you see the result, the 2.99 amount is low, but in case if the amount is 0.99, so it is less than 3, but if you see the another nested condition is true. So in case the nested condition is true, it is going to print average. But for all the values which are greater than 3, let's say 4.99, if the amount is 4.99 or 9.99 or 5.99, always the value will be high amount. Okay, so I hope you understand it properly, what is the use of if else. So I will suggest you, rather than going with this if else, the better ways go with case statement, or you can say go with case expression, not a statement, case expression. So case expression is again the kind of same approach that we have used here, but rather than going with simple if else, we will be going with case. Okay, so which is more readable, more reliable in terms of SQL. So we will be focusing on case statement for the upcoming session. Okay, so I will see you in the next video. Till then, just enjoy, just check it out. If you have any questions related to if else, I will be happy to answer it. Okay, bye bye.